the rage, the pains, the betray, the tears. You know that time when you think you are the subject of the matter and everything should revolve around you? You know that time when you think that you are in charge and at the end of the day, boom, something just happened and what you think you are in charge, you've been fired and every other person is against you. That is literally what this Latino woman is literally passing through right now. She thought she can come overshadow, say anything, and just go her way until she is not getting the reality check of her life. Right now, she needs a therapist. She want to go to church. She is lonely. She is this. Even her own personal friends literally leaked this information and betray her. I know you guys have seen the story when I actually filmed every single thing about it, but this is this woman crying and apologizing to black people. Oh, black people, I'm sorry. Oh, black people, I didn't know it's like this. Oh, black people this. Oh, black people that. This is what these people will keep coming back to keep apologizing when they are done creating every single nonsense that they are done creating. But welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in at this episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. With that being said, let me roll out the clip so that we can watch, guys. I'll be back with commentaries.
I just feel really bad. I just feel really bad that I was just mentioned and it's just so toxic, and I'm just so sorry about that. That is, as you can see, that's not my content. That wasn't my content back then. And I don't know, I just feel really bad. And I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I think I just need to go to therapy. And I need to go to church. And I just need some like self-reflection, honestly. Because that was just so nasty. But anyway, I just wanted to formally apologize and say I'm so sorry if I hurt your feelings. So, anyway, I hope y'all can forgive me and just get over that nasty post I deleted.
She must go! She must go!
Protesters gathered outside Houston Police Headquarters, demanding Officer Ashley Gonzalez be fired, not allowed to quietly resign. And that matters because people believe anything less would be the department protecting racism instead of punishing it. The anger outside the building was not vague, and it was not symbolic. People showed up with one message: she has to go. Not transferred, not quietly pushed out, not handed some backdoor resignation deal that lets the system avoid saying what this is. In the eyes of the protesters, a person who could speak about the black community like that has no business wearing a badge in Houston. And the pressure was not aimed only at the department. The crowd also turned directly to Houston police leadership and the union, making it clear that this cannot become another case where a fired officer gets carried back through an appeal. They want the chief to use his authority and terminate her. They want the union to do something almost unheard of and refuse to represent her at all. That is what makes this bigger than one officer. The protesters are framing it as a test of the whole institution.
It may be. I honestly
First
apologize.
of all,
I am taking
we don't want
that.
your apology, okay?
And
straight up, we don't want it. You can keep it, okay? Because let me tell you about people apologizing, so y'all can know this. It's a difference of somebody give you apology when they really sorry. You know what I'm saying? But also they have the ones that give you apology because they got caught. Okay, she got caught doing this, so she has no choice. She feel, oh, I just need to apologize, and then we put a little band-aid over it, and then we just go away. That don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Keep your apology. You know what I'm saying? Then you come back and say something about you have children, she need to be a better person. What they need to do is, the officer said this too, okay? Shout out to him. They need to go and check her body camera and make sure that she wasn't out here just targeting black people or whatever, giving them tickets and taking them to jail. Whoever been arrested by this woman, you might need to get your family member or somebody to call to see, you know what I'm saying, was this right or was this wrong from you? She just taking black people to jail. That's what she said. So I don't, I know I'm not buying it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the, you could apologize all you want, but you really don't mean it. You're doing it because you got caught. Okay? You really don't like black people. That's what you said. You feel good to say the N word, to call him the N word, and whoop this. See, God will expose you. You've been feeling this way. You've been having that hateful heart. Okay? So now the world see how ugly your heart is and how mean girl energy you put out. And it's good for you. That's exactly what it is. So you could keep your apology. You actually could take it and stick it. You know what? Let me just, I didn't curse enough today. Okay? And that's just not, let me just let it go. But nobody is accepting your apology. Ashley Gonzalez. Okay? Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed to J-Lo. Wow.
We are here in regards to a rogue cop that has to be here today at 1 o'clock because it was brought to our attention that she may be given a out for resignation instead of being fired. Everybody seen that egregious video that she made speaking of the black community. One, she does not speak for the Hispanic community. Two, you would not speak about my community in that manner and hold that badge. You think that, one, that we're going to allow you to do that in our city. I bought the belt of justice today because we want to let the leadership know at HPD that you're not going to go behind doing back alley deals. You're going to draw a line in the sand today because, let's be clear, that badge that she had on her comes from us, the community.
I don't know what came over me. I grabbed by the neck and I was like, come here, you. And oh my God, like I felt like the world just stopped.
She must go! She must go! She must go! She must go!
One, we are demanding that the Houston Police Chief uses his executive powers and terminates this officer. Secondly, we're asking the Houston Police Officers Union, for the first time in Houston history, take a historic step and refuse to represent this woman in her appeal hearing. It's been brought to our attention that she's going to appeal the firing if she's fired. We're saying to the union, tell this officer she does not even deserve or qualifies to be represented by your organization. If you are a union that truly believes in justice, don't get this notorious racist cop job back like you've done others whom the chief's office has fired. We're asking the union to stand down on this one and terminate this racist snake.
I got a comment this week that I want to address directly, okay? Because I hear it often, and it deserves an honest response, okay? Somebody said, and I'm a quote, racism is growing in all colors. It's not just a white to black thing. And I appreciate the thoughtfulness behind that comment, I do. And I agree with part of it. Prejudice exists in every community. We can agree on that, every last one. People of every background can carry bias, resentment, and yeah, sometimes even hatred toward other groups. That's real and worth examining everywhere that it lives, right? But racism, the kind I talk about on this platform, it's not simply personal prejudice. It's not. Racism is prejudice plus power. And that's not a feeling. That's a system built deliberately, maintained institutionally, enforced legally, economically, and physically for over 400 years on this soil. See, a black person can dislike white people. That's prejudice, and it deserves examination. No excuses for that. But that same black person cannot redline a neighborhood, cannot write discriminatory lending policy that strips generational wealth from entire communities. That same black person cannot determine whose history gets taught and whose gets erased in the classroom. That same black person cannot control who gets hired, who gets incarcerated, or who gets killed by the state and called a justified shooting. See, that asymmetry, that gap between personal feeling and institutional power, That's what makes racism a system. Got it? And this past week handed me a perfect real world example. Houston police officer Ashley Gonzalez was recorded using the N word, saying she hated black people, making references to slavery. And she was fired Friday, as she should be. Now, the slurs alone, that's prejudice. It's vile, it's inexcusable, but it's still a personal attitude. Now, here is where it crosses the line. On that same recording, she said, I'm a quote, "Let me get a black person on a 911 call tomorrow. You going to jail." See? She connected her hatred directly to her badge, to the power to arrest, detain, and cage a human being based on race alone. See, prejudice became racism the moment she announced her intent to weaponize institutional power against black people. She drew that line herself, out of her own mouth. And firing her was right, but don't miss the bigger point. Huh. See, she's not an anomaly at all. She is the product of a system that doesn't interrogate who it hires, who it arms, or what culture it quietly protects. One officer gets fired. Trust and believe there's more there that share her views. It's more where that came from. So she's fired. But the system that made her stays in place. Examine bias everywhere. Hold every community accountable. And I'm right there with you on that. But don't let racism comes in all colors erase the conversation about a system built brick by brick to benefit one color at the documented expense of everyone else. Okay? That is a truth. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not up for negotiation.
Since this whole thing first went down, a lot of people have been asking me, am I going to make a video about Ashley Trevino and her racism? But anybody that has been following me since the beginning for an extended amount of time, you know that I like to sit back and pay attention and watch how things play out. And without fail, it played out exactly like I knew it would. So let's get it. Finally. Number one, anybody that is shocked and awe has their jaw on the floor, you have not been paying attention. We have no allies, especially not in the Latino community that checks off white on the race box. Second of all, Ashley Trevino is exactly how I like my racist. Be loud about it. I love knowing who people are right from Jump Street. Number three, let's hit on this shock factor again. You're shocked that the Latino community are not speaking out about this? You're shocked that you can count on one hand the amount of Latino people that have spoken out against her racism? Again, you have not been paying attention. And that's okay, because as I said before, we don't all wake up at the same time. But I'm going to need you to wake up. They showed us who they are in the 2025 white nationalist takeover. And you still don't believe them? Latinos and Hispanics who check off white on the race box are not our friends. They are not our allies. They will choose white proximity over their own people, and you think they care about us? Lastly, I knew there was going to be an apology video coming. And like clockwork, she did not disappoint.
I don't know. I just feel really bad. And I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Baby. You meant every word you said. You're sorry that the person you went on that racist rant with turned out not to be your friend. You're sorry you got fired. You're sorry because you are now facing the consequences of your actions. Thank you for showing the world who you are. And now may you forever have the life that you deserve.
I personally want to thank the ex-Houston police officer, Ashley Gonzalez. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I want to thank you for your racist rant that I know you did not intend to be leaked, but thank you for doing that. People get upset when people go on racist rants or find out somebody is bigoted or something. I personally would much rather know what kind of person I'm dealing with. If you have a prejudice against a group of people based on whatever, whether it's skin color, religion, let me know now so that I can know where I stand. Because the last thing I want is to be in a situation where I am in need of help. I call the police. You come, you are called to protect and serve. You take one look at me, you see my black skin, and you've already decided that you hate me and that you want to make my life harder. Thank you for letting us know, letting the world know. And I honestly wish that people who have any type of prejudice, I wish it could be tatted on their chest so that the world can then navigate how to handle that person. There's too many closet bigots and racists that do what they do, and they can cause the damage that they cause because the people that they're around have no idea who they're dealing with. And there's so much of that in this country. And I know it's unrealistic, but it's like a sigh of relief when somebody's exposed like that. Because it's like, well, now we know. To me, it's like sundown towns, you know? Thank you for letting me know where the sundown towns are. Let me know where I don't need to be when the sun goes down. Tell me now. I don't want to be surprised. So whatever comes her way, let it come her way. But I really wish that more of that exposure happens, because it is a lot more common than we realize. And not just against black people, but there are so many people with prejudices and hidden agendas. You know, the role of a police officer is such an important thing in our society. And I personally believe it attracts two extremes of a personality. There are the good people that join the force because they want to make their communities better, and they want to do what they can to leave an impact. And maybe, you know, there was an officer when they were growing up that left a good whatever. And then there are those people that like weren't picked for the football team and they've got a chip on their shoulder, or somebody didn't ask them to the prom, and so now they have a little authority. And now anytime they are triggered by somebody or some situation, they got to flex their muscles and let the world know that they're in charge. So once again, I want to say thank you to Ashley Gonzalez. And thanks.
After seeing that goddamn video of that, now I could say former cop, Latina cop, that was talking about how she hate black people, how she despises and just gets angry with black people. I feel like to each his own, you're entitled to your own opinion, but at the same time, talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. I feel like they need to do further investigations with a lot of these cops that they freaking hire on. Like, you're not gonna tell me half of the damn crime that's committed almost every day is not off of just a hate crime. It's not off of just people not liking us, people not wanting to tolerate. And then it's like, then y'all get so irritated with why we speak and talk about how, oh, you know, back in the day in history and stuff like that, because of shit like this. You sit here and pop your shit and get on the internet as a whole cop and talk about how you hate black people. And then when we get up and say hate crime, hate crime, hate crime, y'all say, oh no, not everything about us, not everything. She just said the shit everybody else be thinking. You don't like us. A lot of people don't like us. For what though? For what? But then be the same people to turn around and copy what we do, how we talk, how we move, how we dress. I'm so freaking confused. Y'all hate us because we are the inspiration? I don't understand, and I mean this humbly. This conversation gets so stupid sometimes when I think about it. Like, what is the reason? What is the reason? What is the reason? What is the reason? Literally would try to just... Never mind.
Hey, on the Ashley Gonzalez Houston police officer thing, and why it is definitely more of a reflection of the Latino community than you guys may like for it to be, The issue is when there is anti-blackness based in stereotypes, those stereotypes don't have merit at large, right? Like people's disgust for black people is largely built off of a lie that white supremacy taught them. When it's other POCs being anti-black, they're just believing the stereotypes that aren't real. However, black people at this moment, specifically in Texas, who feel like this is a reflection of the Latino community, we all just saw the polling results for the election. Literally the majority of the Latino community voted along with white supremacy. So, is it right to reflect an entire community based off of this person? No. Is that based in some reality that black people have experienced at the hands of the Latino community over time? Yes. So you can be upset about it, or if it's not you individually as a member of the Latino community, you can understand that and side and ally with the fact that you know this is something that exists from other POCs towards black Americans. Like anti-blackness has actual tangible roots that we can see from other communities all the time. Doesn't mean it's fair, but it doesn't mean it's wrong necessarily, right? So like when people around the world talk about like whiteness and how it represents oppression at large, it's because that is a legitimately historically contextual reality. So unfortunately for the Latino community, no matter how much you dislike it, there's a lot of self-inventory that has to be done. And that's just what it is.
Oh my god. I just feel so bad. I just feel so bad. And you all can literally see that that was not my regular content. I just feel so bad. I think right now I'll be needing therapy or I'll just go to church. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. I deleted the post. I just feel so bad. You have not started feeling bad. You have not even seen anything, darling. This is just the tip of an iceberg that you've seen. You've not seen anything. Your punishment is still waiting for you. And you know the funniest part of your kind of punishment? Your kind of punishment will haunt you till old age. It will haunt you even down to your grandchildren. You know, there are things that people do and they think is just normal. And they think at the end of the day, everybody will get over it. But even when people tries to get over it, even when people try to forget about your sin, even when people decided that, okay, we black people, we are forgiving you for the N word that you actually used on us, blah, 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 your conscience will not forgive yourself. Because your conscience will keep counting on your losses and naming them one by one after you. And you know the funniest part about the internet nowadays? The videos will not have to wait for your children to grow up and see what their mother was literally all about. It was never your content, yeah. You wanted to trend. And apart from trending, you poured out your heart on how you feel about black people. To the point you even have the audacity to say whenever you arrest black people, you just grab them and tell them, hey, come here. To the point you explain how you feel so bad seeing black people surviving, forgetting that you're a uniform person, you're a police officer, you were supposed to be respected, you were supposed to be adored. In fact, some black people are even supposed to see and be like, oh, the other day she saved me. But because of the amount of hatred that you have, because of the amount of hatred that you have digested, because of the amount of hatred that you have for black people, you landed yourself into the trouble you never expected. You landed yourself into something that was never meant for you. Can't you see how this is actually supposed to teach you a lesson? You actually did that video and you did not post it. Remember, you shared it with your friend on Instagram and she did what? She casts you out. She pulled it out for you. Okay? And that is beautiful because that serves you as a lesson. You think you can just come to our face and rub us, call us the N word, call us anything you want to do, and you said you don't give a shit about it. We should go ahead and call the cops if you want to call the cops. After all, you are a cop. You don't give a shit about it. We'll let you sit in the house. You're going to sit in the house, then for people to now start considering giving you a job to do, you now have to think twice. Maybe probably what can just manageably help you. God be by your side, of which I know He is not. It's just for you to start this your content creating life and continue to insult black people, continue to make fun, call us the N word. So people will not learn. They will not learn until something is beyond extreme. You don't filter your words. You don't think about what you say. You don't even weigh those words that you're saying. You just go ahead and say anything because you think words are cheap. Now you're coming into the reality. Congratulations to you. I'm so happy for you. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section, and credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah. Pretty little baby. Meow meow. Sonia, you're so